Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes know all their ways, and not hid from my face, neither is there iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first, I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they defiled my land, and filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
And after when I sing for many hunters, so the fishes are going to turn into hunters. Pursuant to the scriptures, the Lord is going to give us spiritual power. Right? And the fishes are going to turn into hunters. We shall hunt them from every mountain. That's you niggas. And Esau too. And just you niggas. After you know what? After we're done with these niggas, we're going to go for you, Esau. We come for you. Because you're the ultimate nigga. I will send for many hunters, and you shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So the Heavenly Father, He's going to give us spiritual power, man. That's the real power. Spiritual power is much more powerful than the gun. Born on a tank. It's the spiritual power you can go into the mind of the body and really fuck them up. Oh, yeah.
Rawchaa.
All right, Shalom. To elect of Israel, to the hope elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. A great millstone led me to this truth. We've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect to the OK-LA-Homa. Lord, wouldn't we part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. So, water for tuning in. Shalom to everybody out there, all the Akim and Aquab that have been tuning in. I want to give a sincere salutation to all the Akim that have been pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And also the honorable multitude, whoever they may be, hopeful elect, you know, out there just, you know, sticking with the ways of Yahawashi as we wait for him to come and take back, you know, and redeem his elect. Lord, when we part of that number. And we're going to get in some things the Lord put the spirit on me with, to deal with today. And we're going to start right here. Biden talking about free speech, war on free speech. Also, they're mentioning some things about population control. And we're going to talk about the debt a little bit. Has risen in the last 2 weeks, like pretty high. And we're going to talk about some other various time topics, or other various end-time topics. So, Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. We'll get right into it. All right, so Joe Biden has declared war on free speech. So we're gonna look this up a little bit. So it says the latest on Joe Biden and his battle to restrict online speech. What is that? That's talking about all of us coming against this nation. They're trying to restrict it. They're trying to basically take us off the streets. See? This is that famine of the word. So the time is coming to where we ain't gonna be able to do videos no more. We ain't gonna be able to do lessons no more. So you got to get it right now while you can and learn everything you can from the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and you know, big bros on down, you know, because really, you know, I feel like the Lord put the spirit on me just to go in and filter in things through the scriptures, but they have the breakdowns. They got all the understanding that you need. That's further, you know, this is just to kind of show you that, hey, this is the prophecies is moving and they're moving fast. So you want to make sure you get in there and you get that knowledge from the elders and apostles, you know. Shalom, sister, shalom. Shalom to all the sisters on the common board, the water for tuning in, y'all. You know, so anyways, we're gonna get into this. Like I said, he's gonna restrict online speech. President Joe Biden has a reason to smile as federal appeals court applied a temporary pause to lower the court's order preventing the federal government from pressuring social media companies to censor political activists and journalists. And that's what they look at us, like political activists, you know, because we're taking these journalists and we're applying them to the scriptures, and they know that's dangerous, but they don't understand that once they do that, hey, this thing gonna really speed up. Because once the word of the Lord makes it where we can't do these lessons no more, it's like basically he's saying, all right, time's up. It's time to start, you know? And all we're gonna have to do from there is wait on the Lord, and he's gonna tell us what to do. So the administrative stay ordered by New Orleans court allows the government to continue its actions while legal proceedings continue. On Tuesday, July 4th, District Judge Terry Doughty restricted some federal agencies from communicating and meeting with officials representing social media companies with the view to moderating content. So, you know, they're pushing on this. I don't want to read too much into it. I'm gonna get into some precepts about it. I'm gonna run my little instrumental back I went and got. Let me go get this. This is Amos. Chapter 8, verse 11. This is a big prophecy that's coming. You know, this has to happen first. Shalom, big bro. The water for tuning in. At the water for the lesson earlier was very edifying. The water for the lesson. It's Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, the Lord power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but the hearing of the words of the Lord. And there's also going to be a real famine as well. There's real famine right now, but some places there's still food and whatnot, but it's going to globally happen. It's going to be a worldwide famine, but at the same time, there ain't going to be no more brothers going on the highways and byways. There ain't going to be no more lessons being done, because they're going to censor, the Lord's going to censor us. And who do you think he going to use? Probably going to use Esau eating the sword. He going to censor us. We're not going to be able to come post up online no more. It'll just get all taken down. And after that, that's it. You know, that's basically like back then when the ark closed, you know, Noah's ark, when the door was shut, nobody was, you know, that was it. There was no more warnings. And that's how you know when things are really going to pick up, is when them warnings cease, you know. So verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro and seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And see, that's why we got to get this truth right now. We got to get as much as we can and focus on salvation, of course, first and foremost. But we also, us as teachers, as men, we want to get things that are just edifying, you know, to the body, even, you know, things that aren't expedient. So if somebody asks those questions, we're able to answer. So we want to get the fullness of the word to the best of our abilities. You know everybody got stuff going on, but we're supposed to put this truth first. Verse 13, in that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. And that's how it's going to be, you know. And so we're supposed to be, you know, fervent in this truth right now, you know, and learning, you know, because it's like, you know, we do these lessons, but outside of that, we go and learn other scriptures, you know, and things that you might not see us put out all the time. But that don't mean we don't know them. We know a lot of this stuff, you know, because we've been studying outside of this. You got to do your research. You know, it says study to show thyself approved. So we want to make sure that we listening. So let me get right there. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Yep, it's Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Now, since we are having, this is basically a dinner, you know, this is a dining table, and the Lord's got us at this table. He prepared for us all these different vegetables and fruits, and then he got the meats, and he got all these different things, and we want to, and this is basically, you know, the precept. We want to get all these understandings from Great Millstone. So when this time comes, you're going to be taken care of physically as well by the Lord, and that's why this is a big deal. You know, to edify the flock, and also to keep yourself edified, you know, by listening to the other brothers' lessons, because that's what keeps us going, the big brothers, you know, and the elders and apostles, you know. So Isaiah 65:13, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Why? Because they did what the Lord told them to do, you know, and we following suit behind them. So behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that's what it's going to be for 2/3 of our people. They're going to be ashamed because they realize that, man, we should have been doing what they was doing, putting his word first. Verse 14, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, which is their minds, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and howl for vexation of spirit. See, we don't want to be caught up in that predicament where we spent our liberty time, this grace period, not serving Yahawashi and Yahawashi over everything. That's why it's very important. Verse 15, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord Yahawashi and Yahawashi shall slay thee and call his servants by another name, right? So you're going to get slayed if you ain't out here doing what the Lord said. Do verse 16, that he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the Most High of truth, and he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the Most High of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. See? We'll read one more scripture, one precept, verse 17, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. And this is why we are sticking in this truth and being patient, because we know this is what's coming. You know, this is in the near future. This is gonna happen, you know, and it all gonna start with the famine of the word, and they're gonna issue the CHIP, which is the MOTB, which is, you know, basically the CBD system, because they saying now you got to put that in your right hand, or got to put it in your body to be able to buy or sell. So now they showing it. This is what the Lord's showing it, right? Putting it plain on tables, you know, and then you know, but they put it plain on tables, but they still don't, you know, they still don't want the people to see it. Of course, this is why they got these other camps out here saying it's all other types of stuff. You know what I mean? They got out here saying it's this and white women, and or saying it's the image of Jesus Christ. Like they saying all these other things because they've been paid off. You know, they don't want all of Israel to be saying the same thing, because then it'd be too obvious. You know, but this is the Lord doing that to keep it hidden from the people that he wants to keep it hidden from. And I was listening to a video from Elder Manata Zabak last night, and he made, you know, a real edifying lesson about how the Lord has literally blocked some people. Like some people he doesn't want them to get it. So he literally blocked them. Like it don't matter what you tell them. It don't matter how you show them. He blocked it from them. So we blessed to have this understanding, you know, because he didn't block it from us. So we want to get as much as we can. You know, this is the Lord's currency. We don't want to just, you know, squander his money. You know, we want to be able to handle it and use it. And this is how we use it. Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, and it reads, but he answered and said, this Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi speaking, it is written. And it talks about how it talks about in what it says it is written. That's talking about in the Old Testament too as well. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. So that's how we truly are alive. It's because of these words that are proceeding out of the mouth of Yahawah, you know, that he's given to his son Yahawashi, you know, because we ain't on no level to deal with the Heavenly Father. We got to go through his son. He's the mediator, you know. But it's good. We're very blessed with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to call us his friends. But if we're his friends, we got to prove that too. What do you do when you have friends? What do your friends do? They got your back. You know, and we got Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's back over here. We're not gonna give up on the Lord. He didn't give up on us. This is what he told us to do. So Psalms chapter 23, verse 5, and it reads, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. And this is this table, like I said, he's given us this spiritual nourishment so we can understand even through death, we're going to be redeemed, even if we do die here. So that's why I said, don't be afraid, you know, but a lot of us is going to get saved. You know, we're praying to get saved on this side, but the ones that don't, hey, you're going to get risen back up when it's time to go to the chariots anyway. So basically, you know, you actually fulfilled an even greater purpose for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, dying for this truth, and you're going to get a greater reward. So, you know, we want to just prepare ourselves to whatever the Lord put us to fulfill that lot with honor and respect for the brotherhood and dignity. Like this morning, Lord put the spirit on me because I was listening to another brother, and he was talking about how like he was talking about we need to work, right? And I got a job and stuff, but he was saying like you need to do more. You know, he was like in a state of you need to do more. You know, if you can do more. And so I went and filled out another application for a better job. And if Lord willing, I get this job, I'll be able to do a lot more for the brotherhood. I'll be able to help the people around me, you know, and have plenty of money left over. So, you know, it's all just it's the will of the Most High. And of course, I'm still gonna put the work first, but this is me taking it up a notch. You know, put more Lord's giving me more opportunity to have more responsibility. You know, and not to think of it as it's for me. This is for the brotherhood, man. There's a lot of brothers out there struggling, man. We can't let our people just struggle like that. If we can make it better for them, we need to do that. So Psalm chapter 23, verse 5, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. The oil is the wisdom. My cup runneth over. You know, and the table is, you know, this truth, you know, this understanding, you know. So we want to keep making sure that we are sticking with that, you know. We sticking with this truth as the currency of the world. This is what currency looks like. And everything else is just an enchantment to make you think that's real currency, but it's not. Because this only gonna be the only thing we live off of, you know, in a time coming real soon. So Matthew chapter 6, verse 19, and it reads, lay up not yourselves treasures upon earth, wherefore moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, right? Where does he say to put it? Where are you supposed to store our treasures at? Verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, which is what? These precepts. Where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. You can't steal the word of the Most High. You can't come and take this truth. The Lord wants us to have it, you know, and we're glad that he does, you know. We all, you know, it's the water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi every day. Verse 21, but where your treasure is, there will your heart, which is your mind, be also. So if you're down here thinking about, you know, living and this place is going to last and whatnot, you're in the wrong mind state, because they talking about taking out a big part of the population. The vice president said it. We're gonna pull her up in just a second. So we're gonna keep going. So while that's going on, you got these insiders, you know, also, you know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's one of John F. Kennedy's sons, right? You know, and he's doing the same thing his father did. You know, he's out here saying what's going on. So this is what he said. He said Robert F. Kennedy Jr. basically or baselessly claims COVID-19 was ethnically targeted, right? So they ethnically targeted certain people to die in this. So that's how you know this is what they do. They use these diseases, and this is how the sword sends famine and pestilence and stuff. He sends it through Esau Edom. The Lord's sword is Esau Edom. You know, Esau Edom was blessed with the sword. So he uses these different means to take out Jacob. But this is judgment from the Lord. So Salaki is messing up a little bit. I'm trying to stop this ad. That's talking about something else. So anyways, it says was ethnically targeted to spare Jewish, but this is talking about the Jewish people, not us, because Jew basically goes back to the Judah or Jacob, you know, that goes back to us, you know, and Chinese people. So he's talking about the Jewish people over there, the ones that say they the Jews, even though in Hosea 1 verse 10 it says that Israel's a number that can't be numbered, right? But that population of the so-called Jews over there, it's like 18 million. So how could they be Israel? They not. They Edomites. And the Chinese people, which is who in the Bible? Moab, right? So they saying that literally he claimed that COVID-19 may have been ethnically targeted to spare certain groups. See, they trying to take us out. This is a part of the population control that she was talking about. The vice president, we're gonna pull up in a second. He said Caucasians, which is what? What did I go back to? Caucasus Mountains, Caucasian, Edomites, and so-called black people, right? Who the Judah, tribe of Judah, were most susceptible. And Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people were most immune. So if he's basically claiming that they knew this was going to happen, they basically, you know, knew COVID was going to happen, and they were trying to target, you know, their own people, because they know they know Jacob and Esau is the big, that's like the story, that's the main two characters, you know, and they trying to target some of those so-called white people. They trying to target us because they know in the scriptures it says that he said he's gonna set Egyptian against Egyptian. So this is them fighting each other right there in that sense too. But we don't want to get too far into it. You know, 1 foot in, you know, 1 foot out. We want to get too deep in it. But there's an article if you want to go look more into it. So this is Psalms chapter 64, verse 8. And it reads, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So this is showing, like, you know what's going on, and they snitching on each other. They telling on each other. And, you know, it's been a lot of that. It's been a lot of insiders coming out and speaking things. That's why Biden's like, we trying to shut them up. See what I'm saying? But Biden get on the news talking about we ain't got no ammo. If anybody needs to shut up, it's his dumb ass. Because he out putting out, he out snitching on himself. And that's just the Lord to show, you know, the hopeful elect, hey man, these demons, I got look how I got them bugging out. I got them saying this dumb shit online. They just the Lord's basically going panic to where they just like, all right, just shut the whole internet down. They don't understand that's really what's gonna get their ass destroyed. Because then the Lord can speed up prophecy. But as long as we still teaching this out here, that means what? Somebody in the hopeful elect ain't ready. And the Lord want all the hopeful elect to be ready. Because we the only ones who are putting on the image of the elect. So who else? He wants us to be ready, or he wouldn't have gave us. He didn't give us this truth to be like, you just it don't mean nothing. No, this is currency. So Psalm chapter 2, verse 1, why did the heathen rage? And the people imagine a vain thing? See? And that's what they do, man. They imagine wicked devices to take out the people. They think it's gonna work. Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, see, and against the anointed, saying, what are they saying, Lord? Verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords away from us. What they trying to do? They trying to get rid of us, man, with all this stuff. And that's why they did all that. Say, oh, take the juice box. The juice box, you know, it's gonna save you. Hey, all that's man, there was a TED talk, I think it was in 2012, and it was Bill Gates, man. He was in there talking about this stuff, talking about population control. And he was like, we do good on juice boxes, you know, all that kind of stuff. We can get that reduced at least to 15%. He said that on live TV. Okay, they telling you what they doing. Verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision. See? So even though they got all these plans, the Lord still got them bugging out. They don't know what to do, you know, and they make rash and dumb decisions, and we see it every day. Okay? We see it every day, you know. You know, these demons is just, they don't have no more intelligence because the Lord is taking away from them. He's putting the curses on them. They don't know what to do about it. So this is Psalm chapter 7, verse 11. It says, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and he does judge us. He judges in measurement. And the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. So if he judges the righteous, right? And of course, our righteousness is as filthy rags, but for like the Lord wouldn't even look upon us with any kind of mercy if Bahasham Yahawashi didn't tell him, if Yahawashi's son didn't say, hey, these are my friends, lay up off of them, lay up off these, this one right there, that's my friend, lay up off that one. You know, he gonna say, I'm gonna lay up off of them, but I'm still gonna test them. He say, you really your friend, son, they gotta prove it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we doing. We proving it to them, you know, confirming the souls of the disciples, you know, that's what we're doing. Seeing who's gonna continue in the faith. You know, throughout all the things that are going on around us, you know, that's what builds our character. Being able to put this first and be like, dang, he juggling all this other stuff. That's what makes us warriors. You know, just like I was listening to GMS Through the Fire earlier this morning, and he was talking about, it was actually last night, he was talking about how Bruce Lee said something about, you know, an average man with like basic pristine focus is really where we trying to be at, you know, on the finish line. You know, we're focused on the finish line. We over here, we fighting other stuff and stuff. We got to block other stuff in our lives and whatnot, but we focusing on the prize. That's getting the fuck up out of here. The U.S. debt soars $210 billion in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, they say they ain't got no ammo. The military talking about they ain't got no food, no water, and no bullets for their military. And our debt is rising quickly. $210 billion in 2 weeks. So it says as lawmakers sound an alarm on nation's unsustainable trajectory. This place is unsustainable. It's a sinking ship. It's unsustainable. This place is going to be through. So the total amount of debt on America's balance sheet is skyrocketing. New numbers from the government's fiscal data platform show that on July 13th, just a couple of days ago, hey, stop. On July 13th, the country's total, come on, girl, chill out. So July 13th, the country's total public debt hit 32.54 trillion. That's how much we in debt. That's how much this place is in debt. So, you know, that's a big deal. So we ain't gonna get too far into it. Just to show that hey, things still ain't getting better. But what it say in the precepts? This is Habakkuk. Oh yeah, go back. So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. And it reads, shall not all these take up a parable against him? A parable is like a dark saying, like a riddle, you see? And a taunting proverb against him. And what's that taunting proverb? Doing precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, like it says in Isaiah 28, verse 10. We do a little bit in different areas, and they can't get it, but the hopeful elect can get it. And that's how it's a taunt to it's the Lord taunting them, right? And say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. See, so they increasing, but they don't got that money. They owe that money. So it ain't theirs. How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay, and when you look up that word thick clay, it means dead. So this place is going further and further and further into debt, right? So this is why we're supposed to store our treasures in heaven, because we know that this place they don't even own their own shit. The Lord said we don't even own our own bodies. Why would you want to store something here? Why would you want to keep something here? We don't even own nothing. You know, this is the only thing that we can we can have that can't be taken away from us unless the Lord takes it away. This is a unstealable treasure, right? So Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters. This is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi speaking. For either he will hate the one and love the other. See, hate. They say the Lord is all full of love. He said you're gonna hate one and love the other. See, we don't love this world. Okay, we hate the things of this world. It vexes us every day to be here. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. See? Said hate and despise. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. See? We can't serve this place and put this place first. We still got to get our stuff in the world, yeah, because we here. But that don't mean that we want to do it, you know. We don't really want to go out and work for Esau Edom, but we got to because we got to eat. We got to feed our families and stuff. And this is part of the curses. And also, you know, even though, and that doesn't mean like we don't like working and stuff, but we want our sovereignty. We want to work and be able to have our own shit and be like, this is my land. This is my provisions. I don't want to have to go ask Esau Edom for everything I got and then get taxed on it. And like, it's just, man, we don't want that, you know, but it's part of our punishment. So it's also an honor to even be a part of this, because it said that the ones that are dead, they not doing nothing for Yahawah Yahawashi. They don't even get the opportunity, you know. So it's a blessing to even be in this situation, to even have the chance to be saved out of it. So it's always just looking at things with a positive understanding that the Lord did not do this to us for no reason. And we gonna make it out of here, Lord willing. You know, on this side, if we do perish and we in this truth, it's still basically like we made it out on this side, because we just gonna come right back up. You know, it's gonna be like the blink of an eye. You gonna die, gonna wake up like, oh, I'm immortal. It's gonna be like that. It's like Esau Edom ain't gonna do that. He gonna wake up, be like, yep, you going to 1,000 years. There's some Edomites out here, they've been living in poverty the whole time. They gonna die and wake up like you're going into slavery. Hey, that's a loss right there. That's a triple loss. So we're glad to be on this side. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and I will break the staff of bread thereof. And they don't even really got no bread. They owe bread, but he gonna break that too, right? And will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. That's what the Lord's about to do. But cut off man and beast from this place. He's gonna take this place out. Verse 14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, which represent the elect, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi. See? By doing what? The will of the Lord. What's the will of the Lord? Feed my sheep. Watch yourself diligently. Watch the times to make sure we know what's going on around us. Be aware. Stay unspotted from the world. There's many things that we are designed to have to do. But it shouldn't be nothing too hard for us. Why? Because the Lord ordained us to do this, so we wouldn't be doing it. Now, we don't know if we chosen, but he called us to do this. It was called for us to do this, but it's up to us if we stay in it. You know, really it's up to Yahawah Yahawashi, but you know, we got to take responsibility for our actions as well, you know, because you got to think, if you don't stay in this truth, you can almost think of it as something that you did in the past is the reason why the Lord took you out of the truth now. And that's scary, man. That's real scary to think. That's why we pray Psalms 51:11. Lord, please don't take the Qadash from me. This is all I got. This is all I care about. You think he's going to take it away from you if you put this first? More than likely, no. Anyways, clean up on, it says ISO Kamala, right? Vice President Harris says U.S. wants to decrease population rather than pollution. So they don't give a fuck about how dirty they dirtying up the damn earth. Why? Because they some demons. But they want to decrease the population, just like I said, you know? So all they care about is internet for all. That's all they care about. They don't care about us, man. And that's why he said, why are you over here putting your life first? Putting what they got going on first? That don't matter. Anyways, on Friday, July 14th, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, Salakia, made a speech on climate change and creating a clean energy economy. How do you do that? Getting rid of people because they try to say we the problem, breathing too much CO2 gas and whatnot. The earth was meant for humans to walk on it. It ain't our fault. It's them doing all this damn extra shit. Got all these damn greenhouse, big ass fucking, plants and stuff that breathe all this toxic fume into the air. They dumping nuclear water into the damn ocean and shit. It's their fault, man. But you know, it had to happen so the Lord can come show you this is what happens when you get do wickedness. Your ass get destroyed. So made a climate, speech on climate change, talking about clean energy economy. However, she made an unfortunate GF in the process, right? So when we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. See, that's all they care about. They care about their kids. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi and the tribes of Israel. They trying to take us the fuck out. You know, and this shows more. She like a damn terror. If she is an Esau Edom's baby, I'd be surprised. Anyways, Harris declared the podium without correcting the word population to pollution. She did not correct it. They want to do this. These damn demons. They telling you right out in the blank. We trying to kill motherfuckers, but we're all about justice and equality, right? But we about killing motherfuckers. That's what they said. But what is it? What is it? Why are they saying that? Because it's what the Lord said. Ezekiel, it's the prophecies playing right out in front of our people's face. And they still think America care about their ass, man. Talking about, I want to go fight for the military. For what? For what, man? You really want to fight for these devils? They just said they want to kill you so their kids can survive. Kamala Harris don't know none of us, man. We don't know that damn hoe. Fuck that bitch. Salakia for my rude speech. Hey, that's how these people make me feel, man. Tired of these bastards. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. See, that's what we do. What do he say? Say a sword. A sword is sharpened and also furbished. See? And who's giving the sword? We all know Esau eating the so-called white man, right? Salakia. So he gave us a sword, right? So verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. See? They finna take out a lot of people. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth, which is what? Should we be partying? Should we be going to the club on the weekend and getting fucked up and not serving the Lord? No, we're not supposed to be doing that right now. We weren't supposed to be doing that then either. We're supposed to be not in mirth damn near the whole time. Okay, not saying that you couldn't have go with some brothers and kick back and talk, but this is our captivity. We're not supposed to be having fun here. So it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, right? Verse 11, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Who's the slayer? Esau, even so-called white man. See? And what he gonna do? He gonna depopulate the earth. Okay? Said, crying how, son of man? For it shall be upon my people, and it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite before upon thy thigh. Right? So we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna go pull up another precept, Jeremiah 16, verse 4. And another thing, I was listening, like I said yesterday, I was listening to another lesson from one of the elders, and he was talking about somebody came on his comment board and said we not from the earth or something, like where our ancestors are not from here. How not? He said Adam was made from the soil of the earth. So how are we not from the earth? That don't make no sense. Yeah, we from the earth. You know what I mean? That's what this is, where the universe, we're going to be ruling from here. This is going to be the headquarters of the universe. And that's why, just to put that out there, because sometimes I say we basically universe walking on the ground. I'm not saying that we're not from here. We from here. But what I'm saying is we're going to inherit the universe. We're going to be able to rule here, and we're going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to another planet. We're going to be able to do this other kind of stuff. But we are from earth, Jacob and Esau came out of a mortal man, Isaac, which we know is Yahawashi, but that's some deep waters for the new people that are coming in, and it's something that you want to have faith. and pray for the Lord to reveal to you if you haven't understood that yet. I don't want to get into it too much. So Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 4. Okay, so we're going to go Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 4. They shall die grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. See, it's just going to be dead bodies all over the place. And everybody over here talking about, oh, he said shit, damn. Like, what are you worried about that for? There's going to be dead bodies everywhere. Okay, you need to worry about Yahawashi not making you one of those, you know? So anyways, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. They shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. See? And this is them. They trying to do a little cleanup on Isle America, Babylon the Great. That's what they're trying to do. You see? So while that's going on, the U.S. is scrambling to increase weapons production after Biden let military info slip on TV, right? So they let that slip, and now they in here panicking. So let's see what it says a little bit, you know, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and we're going to put in some precepts. John Kirby, coordinator of strategic communications at the National Security Council, and the Biden administration is working with the defense industry to increase the production of munitions of concerns, bro, that the nation's weapon supply is dwindling. So the fact that this is happening, what are they going to do? They're going to spend more money. It's going to put them in more debt. It's not going to be good. Things are going to get jacked up. It's going to be bad time. So this is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 25. And it reads, be not afraid of sudden fear. And see, these people out here on the earth, they have sudden fear now that they know that there ain't no ammo. You ain't got no ammo just for World War III, right? There's no ammo, right? And they don't even have enough military recruits. And even through all that, they saying what? We want to depopulate the earth more. You see what I'm saying? So that just shows you, man, these devils not making no sense. But this is showing you this is the prophecies of the Lord. The Lord's doing this. He's saying, I'm finna clean this shit up, man. Tired of the wicked, tired of y'all pressing the faithful, my faithful ones, you know, the hopeful elect, you know, Lord will, Most High will, we are the elect. So be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked, and they will be destroyed when it cometh. And it's coming. They're letting us know on live TV. You know, the sword is being furbished, and it's just about done. So Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, and the water for everybody tuning in. Bahasham, Barak, Atham. I wouldn't be nothing without the great millstone and the hopeful elect, man. For real. I would be nothing to be lifeless out here, man. Like my life, I didn't ever feel alive until I came into this truth. And that was really one of the hardest times of my life. The Lord took me at a low place, but he basically showed me, you don't need none of this stuff, son. Let me show you what you really need. And I studied like every day, like 10 hours a day. Okay. And I didn't have a job for a couple months because I didn't have a way to get around, but I still went and did went out and did camp or whatever. You know, I was starting off and did all that, did a lot of lessons, but you know, for about 3 months, I did nothing but study 10 hours a day. You know, and the Lord built my strength back up, and now I'm back out in the world, you know, but this time the right way, you know, not putting the money first, not overworking myself, you know, I'm balanced, you know, want to be balanced in this truth. So Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, fear thou not, for I am with thee, be not dismayed, which means like ashamed or afraid, you know, right? For I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness through this truth. You know, and 2/3 of our people, they really don't understand how powerful this truth is. You know, why? Because the Lord don't want them to know. Because anybody in their right mind would be serving Bahasham Yahawashi if their brain worked. They would be doing this. Psalm chapter 56, verse 3. What time am I afraid? What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. So this doesn't mean that you're just going to be not afraid sometimes. Sometimes you might get afraid, right? Right? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi was afraid in the garden for his life and told the prophets to watch for him. There was times that King David was afraid. So sometimes if you do get afraid, just what do? Wait upon the Lord and trust him and pray for him to renew your strength. You know? And sometimes he puts you in a scared state of something to renew your strength, to show you how much you don't need to be afraid. You know? I was afraid for my life whenever I was in my court case and all that. And the Lord delivered me from that. But I had to go 2-3 months doing the work. Like, man, am I doing enough for the Lord? It says that you can never do enough for the Lord, of course. And that's why it was scary. It was like, man, am I really doing enough for him to even keep me on the street, to even be worthy to still do the work? He kept me out here. So what does that mean? Keep paying your oath. Pay what you got to pay. So Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And when you really look up this word Joshua, it's really Yahawashi, right? You go really look up these root words and things. But, you know, we don't want to get into that too much. I actually got a lesson that I did on it that I learned from GMS and the Truth Orlando a long time ago. I think I'll go post it in the comment board. It's really edifying. You know, it was really edifying for me, you know. And, of course, I believed in the truth before that, but I was just gaining my knowledge at the time. So Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither thou be dismayed, for the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest. See, he's in us. He's in us, so we don't need to be afraid. You know, don't let that sudden fear get you. You know, and it happens to all of us. We in the flesh. You know, if you're a man who says that you ain't never had no time where you got afraid, I'd have damn near walked around the corner somewhere at work and somebody see me, oh Lord, he's right there. Like, that's sudden fear. Like, you know, you can't just say you ain't afraid of nothing. We in the flesh, man. The flesh is weak. You know, you say you ain't scared of nothing. You seen you seen Leviathan come around the corner in the street. Hey, you gonna be terrified. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we need Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to give us that courage. So that's why we rely on him. Job chapter 21, verse 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. See, that's 2/3. They have these thoughts against the Lord, and they think they just smarter than the Lord. The Lord can't scare them, right? Verse 28. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? See, and that's how 2/3 of our people are. Some of them try to ask the Lord like they gonna stump him or something. Like they gonna, you know what I mean? And that's how some of our people are, you know, especially the wicked Pharisees and stuff, the ones that are making money off the Lord. Verse 29 reads, have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? Right? Right? And we're going to look up that word tokens in a second. Verse 30, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. See, that's why they're still here. They just were being reserved. And they shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Right? So we're going to go to the blue letter, and we're going to look up that word token. So you get a little bit better understanding. I like to at least look up at least one word. I haven't looked up no words yet in this lesson, so I need to look up some words. That's part of our job. So Job chapter 21, gain more understanding. Job chapter 21, verse 29, right? All right. So it says, do you not know their tokens, right? So we're going to go down here to tokens. Boom. Okay. Lock in. Gotta get my instrumental running back. Okay. We're going to look this up.
Strong's H226. Oath.
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 Oath. That's how you say that. Tokens. Oath. Right? So So now we're gonna go to Strong's info as a flag, beacon, a monument, a omen, a prodigy, evidence. Let's look up a sign, signal, a distinguishing mark, a banner, remembrance, miraculous sign. So he's basically saying like, have you not seen, their acts, like what they do? Like this is showing like, this is their deeds, as I would say, you know, as the Lord would say, of course, let's say the Lord. That's how everything was supposed to be. Say the Lord, and he said, have you seen the deeds of these wicked people? What do you think I still got them for? I got them here to judge them, right? Gonna take their ass out. So now we're gonna keep moving. And now this is something that, a lot of people where I'm at, because I'm in Oklahoma, they have this feeling like this place has not ever been horrible. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, whichever ones are here, whichever ones are here, out here in Oklahoma. So I just want to bring this up, got a couple precepts for it, and then I'm gonna close out. So it says Oklahoma is turning a blind eye on its own history. See? So they're trying to make it be like, oh, we didn't do none of that. We don't want to talk about that. Because they know they got to go in slavery for it. So this is showing they in a graveyard digging something. Look like some mass graves or something. See? They trying to turn a blind eye. They trying to act like they just some great state, or like they're just different from all the other wicked ass states over here in America, Babylon the Great. They ain't no different. This place used to be a sundown state, which means like you didn't want to be, basically an Israelite out in the street after dark. You didn't want to be one of us. You was out here walking around, hey, you was gonna get lynched or killed or something, man. And that's what it's talking about. They don't want to keep bringing that up. So said Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt signed a law targeting critical race theory in May 2021, right? The law prohibits public schools from teaching concepts that would cause students to feel discomfort, guilt, anguish, or any other form of psychological distress. Okay, well, us living here, we go through all that shit every damn day. You see what I'm saying? If we didn't have this truth, we'd be bugged out, okay? We'd be just like Jake, just lost, okay? We'd be lost, right? Because of their race or gender. So you don't want us to feel bad that you put us into slavery more than once, because we know that we went through many captivities, but this is the worst one. So after going through all those captivities, we know we went through all that stuff, and now we know that you did it the worst this time, but you don't want us to feel no discomfort or guilt or nothing. We don't have no guilt. Why? Because we know the Lord's going to do it to y'all ass. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have no guilt. They're trying to do this for the kids, right? So they want them to feel like it's not a big deal that they're a so-called Negro, but their family's broke as fuck. They barely getting by. Why? Because we didn't even get to be a part of the so-called equality race until like 1963. So we didn't even get to be called humans. We weren't even able to read. So now they want to just be like, oh, well, if you don't got no money, it's on you. No, motherfucker, we only got about 50 years to even be a part of the society. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, since the law was implemented, 2 school districts have had their accreditation downgraded due to their instruction on race. Right? The law signed a month before the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre, one of the worst instances of the racially motivated violence in U.S. history. See? It's one of the worst. Okay? They was killing a whole lot of us. Right? Man, they got to pay for that stuff, man. They trying to cover it up. Like we don't want you to feel bad because you're Jake. They're trying to cover up the history. They don't want our people to know that they're the wicked, that they're demons. So Deuteronomy chapter 25, they want us to make us think they just like some good Esau Edoms or something. No, there's no good Esau Edom so-called white mans. They're all fucking evil. They're all devils. I don't care what they say. Okay? These are the same people that's back who did what they did at that time. That's their kids. And they made all this money off that, and they kids driving around. You go to OU, You see these young ass kids driving around with Porsches and Lambos and riding around eating good, going to the club, spending $5,000 on drinks for the whole frat. Man, these motherfuckers gotta die. Verse 17. Remember what Amalek, Esau, Edom. That's the first descendants of Esau, Amalek, which is basically like the Rothschilds, those people. They're very rich. Did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt. See, last time we came out of Egypt, right? When the Lord bring us in the wilderness, we came out of Egypt, right? What did they do to us? What did they do, Lord? He want us to remember. Verse 18, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, which means what? Women and children. He came behind and killed a lot of our women and children because how it was set up when we would go around places, the men would go first. And then the women and children will follow behind in case there was an attack or something. And they went and attacked us from behind, man. These damn devils, man. Even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. But they will fear the Most High real soon. They real fear the Most High really soon when he starts murking their ass. So this is Numbers, chapter 24, verse 20. And it's so crazy how you have you have some people that say, well, we'll only believe in the Old Testament. We'll talk about in the Old Testament that a rod and a star shall come out of the stem of Jesse, which is David's father, and that rod and that star is Yahawashi. How could you not see this stuff, And that's the thing, that's how the Lord really blocked their ass. You see? So Numbers chapter 24, verse 20, and when he looked on Amalek, you see, he took up his parable, that riddle, that dark saying, and said Amalek was the first of the nations, see? But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. He's going to get done away with. And they're going to be terrified. The Lord going to jack their ass up. So I got one more, and then we out of here. I wanted to read Revelations or Obadiah, but Obadiah is, it's about 21 verses. For the ones who haven't read it, you should go read it. It's about to happen. So this is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. And it reads, 13, verse 10, Salaki. You know what? We might actually do that one right after this one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and read that too. So it's Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. And it reads, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So they don't want to bring up the slavery and stuff that they did to us. That's okay. Don't matter. The Lord remembers. We remember. Don't pay for it. He that killeth with the sword, who's got the sword? You saw even the so-called white man. They were just talking about they finna use the sword again. They were just talking about they finna use it again. Must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's why we wait on Bahasham, because we know that they gotta die. The only way that the land can be cleansed is by the blood that sheddeth that blood. As he saw him. They gotta be taken out. So like I said, we're gonna go back and read that Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, and we're gonna close out. So that patience and the faith of the saints, since the Lord said what? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. What's the hour of temptation? When they come try to tell you to take that micro C-Hill, when they try to tell you that you can't be part of the CBDC, the Central Digital Bank Currency System, to be a part of society, right? Which we know is the MOTB, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Everybody's gonna get tried. There ain't gonna be nobody not getting tried. Everybody is getting their, getting tried. And the only people who ain't gonna get their card pulled is the elect. Lord willing, we part of that number, and that's where the fear of the Lord comes. We don't know if we part of the elect. So what are we doing? We putting up that work. Okay, we putting this first. We ain't gonna be acting like we ain't the elect. I'll tell you that. We gonna try to put on that image to the best of our abilities and grow in this truth. So The water for tuning in. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders, apostles, the great millstone led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slight. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Water for tuning in. Lord willing, this is edifying. Why a ball? Trying to get up out of here soon. Lord willing, we're ready to go home. You know, through death or through salvation. You know, either way, because us who believe, we're making it home either way. Hell or high water. Souls, it's going to go back to the Most High, and we want to be those ones that the Lord says, thy grateful servant, you know, thy faithful servant. Well, job done. You did a good job. So that's what we want. Water for tuning in. Lord willing, the election, the blessing of the election is upon your households. And we get up out of here. DTA, Shalom.